with Lagos State recording the highest number of infections. The Lagos State government says officers deployed officers of the Rapid Response Squad, that's from the police command, and they went round to check the compliance on the ban on public gatherings. The state government has limited the number of any gathering to 50. Senior correspondent Ivy Kano reports.
It was a morning enforcement exercise on churches first Sunday after the ban by the state. From Bishop Viney Memorial Church, Ikeja, Daystar Christian Center to St. Leo Catholic Church and Latter Rain Assembly, who had its gates firmly locked with no one in sight. At this City of Champions Redeemed Church, members and visitors were given hand sanitizers before being allowed into the service.
You can come so that our people online can see.
God Chambers Church was not only transmitting online, but they had all precautionary measures put in place.
Before they enter the gate, we have what you call it IR sensor, just to measure their temperature. Anybody that is below, or should I say above the regulated temperature, we turn them back at the gate. They don't even enter into the facility.
At Christ Living Spring Apostolic Ministry, they had a notice informing members not to bother coming for service. But this woman was not taking any of those as she came to worship, but surprised when she was turned back.
I feel bad.
I am not happy. I feel bad. Whenever we are sick and we come to the church, we get healed.
The Celestial Church of Christ at Ogudu too was not different, as they had a notice on their gate.
Anybody who fails to keep to the law on his own.
It was total compliance. What we did was to make use of the social media. There was a repeated announcement.
The exercise, however, became dramatic when the enforcement team arrived at the Victorious Army International Church. Here, it did not only turn rowdy, but also violent, as both an enforcement officer and her crew were manhandled. All efforts by this lady on white to calm the situation fell on deaf ears. At some point, the commander had to address all. The commander said Nigerians must realize that it's for the good of all that worship houses adhere to the ban.
We have been out since very early in the morning, say 7, so that we can catch the early morning risers to church. And surprisingly, a lot of churches complied. A particular church on Akmen, who were very hostile when they saw us, and it took our time to be able to pacify them.
Over 10 churches were so far visited, with the team saying the exercise will be a continuous one. Ivy Kano, TVC News, Lagos.